The Bengali calendar. A Bangla calendar is a solar calendar used in the region of Bengal. A revised version of the calendar is the national and official calendar in Bangladesh. An earlier version of the calendar is followed in the Indian states of West Bengal, Tripura and Assam. The new year in the Bengali calendar is known as Pôhela Bôishakh, the Bengali Era, or Anno Bengal. The Bengali year is 594 less than the AD CE year in the Gregorian calendar if it is before Pôhela Bôishakh, or 593 less if after Pôhela Bôishakh. The revised version of the Bengali calendar was officially adopted in Bangladesh in 1987. However, it is not followed in India, where the unrevised traditional version continues to be followed due to occurrence of Hindu festivals based on a particular lunar day. History. The Bengali calendar is a solar calendar. The origin of Bangla, a Bengali year, is debated, with primarily two hypotheses. The development of the Bengali calendar is often attributed to King of Gur Shashanka, as the starting date falls squarely within his reign. The solar calendar is based on the Surya Siddhanta of Sanskrit astronomical text. Another theory is that the calendar was developed by Alauddin Hussain Shah, a Hussain Shahi Sultan of Bengal, by combining the lunar Islamic calendar with the solar calendar prevalent in Bengal. All theories agree that the Mughal Emperor Akbar was instrumental in promulgating the Bengali calendar. Akbar modified, developed and reintroduced the Bengali calendar in order to make tax collection easier in Bengal. The calendar was then called as Tarikh-e Akbar changed the practice of agricultural tax collection, which had been according to the Islamic calendar, and ordered an improvement of the calendar systems. Because the lunar Islamic calendar did not agree with the harvest sessions and the farmers faced severe difficulties in paying taxes out of season, some sources credit the idea to the finance minister of Akbar, Todamal. Akbar's royal astronomer Fadhullah Shirazi developed the Bengali calendar by synthesizing the lunar Islamic and solar Hindu calendars. The calendar started with the Islamic calendar value, but the Sanskrit month names were used from the earlier version. The distinctive characteristic of the Bengali year was that rather than being a lunar calendar, it was based on a union of the solar and lunar year. This was essentially a great promotion, as the solar and lunar years were formulated in very diverse systems. Primarily, this calendar was named as Fazli Sun, and then Bongabdo. The Bengali year was launched on 1584 AD and 992 AD, but was dated from the year 1556 AD and 963 AD. This was the day that Akbar defeated Hammu in the clash of Panipat to ascend the throne. The month of Muharram in the year 963 AD was equal to the month of Baishakh in the Bengali calendar, and so Baishakh month has continued to be the first month of the Bengali calendar. In the Tarikh-e version of the calendar, each day of the month had a separate name, and the months had different names from what they have now. Akbar's grandson Shah Jahan reformed the calendar to use a 7-day week that begins on Sunday, and the names of the months were changed at an unknown time to match the month names of the existing Saka calendar. Akbar ordered all dues to be resolved on the last day of the last month Quaitro. The next day was the first day of the new year, the day for a new opening. Landlords used to allocate suites among the tenants, and businessmen would commence a hakata and lock their old ones. Vendors used to provoke the consumers to allocate suites and renew the business relationship with them. There were fairs and festivities all over, and gradually Pôhela Bôishakh became a day of celebration, organization. Seasons. The Bengali calendar consists of 6 seasons, known as Ritu Akal, with each season comprising 2 months, starting from Pôhela Bôishakh. As the traditional unrevised Bengali calendar calendar used in West Bengal is sidereal and does not correspond to the real seasons in Bengal region, and also does not correspond to the actual tropical movement of the earth. Hence, after some centuries the months will shift far away from the actual seasons. But the new revised tropical version of the Bengali calendar used in Bangladesh will continue to maintain the seasons on time as mentioned above. Months. The names of the 12 months of the modern Bengali calendar are based on and derived from the ancient astronomical texts of Suryusadan, to which are the names of the Nokotro, locations of the moon with respect to particular stars during the lunar cycle. In the calendar originally introduced by Akbar in the year 1584 AD, the months were named, and this was changed later, but it is not known when the change was made. Days. The Bengali calendar incorporates the 7-day week as used by many other calendars. The names of the days of a week in the Bengali calendar are based on celestial objects or nobagroho. The day begins and ends at sunrise in the Bengali calendar, unlike in the Gregorian calendar, where the day starts at midnight. In the calendar originally introduced by Akbar in the year 1584 AD, each day of the month had a different name, but this was cumbersome, and his grandson Shah Jahan changed this to a 7-day week as in the Gregorian calendar, with the week also starting on a Sunday. Revised and non-revised versions. Differences. Pôhela Bôishakh in West Bengal and other states of India with Bengali diaspora is celebrated on 14-15 April of the Gregorian calendar. However, according to the revised version of the calendar now followed in Bangladesh, Pôhela Bôishakh always falls on the 14th of April. The length of the months are not fixed in the non-revised original sidereal calendar now followed in India, rather is based on the true movement of the sun over the constellations of stars. On the contrary, length of the months are fixed in the revised version of the calendar followed in Bangladesh. Revised Bengali calendar. The Bengali calendar in Bangladesh was modified by a committee headed by Muhammad Shahidullah under the auspices of the Bangla Academy on 17 February 1966, which was officially adopted by the government in 1987. It is not clear from what ground they start counting a first Bengali calendar year from the 593 AD. The length of a year is counted as 365 days, as in the Gregorian calendar. However, the actual time taken by the Earth in its revolution around the Sun is 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes and 47 seconds. To make up this discrepancy, the Gregorian calendar adds an extra day to make a leap year to the month of February every 4th year. To counter this discrepancy, and to make the Bengali calendar more precise, the following recommendations of the Bangla Academy are followed. The first 5 months of the year from Baishakh to Bhadra will consist of 31 days each. The remaining 7 months of the year from Ashbin to Chaitra will consist of 30 days each. In every leap year of the Gregorian calendar, an additional day will be added in the month of Phalgun. Leap year. The sidereal calendar followed in West Bengal has the number of days in the months determined by the true motion of the sun through the zodiac. In this calendar 7 is subtracted from the year, and the result is divided by 39. If after the division the remainder, 39, is 0 or is evenly divisible by 4, the year is then designated as a leap year and contains 366 days, with the last month Chaitra taking 31 days. There are 10 leap years in every 39 years, although a revision may be required over a long time. According to the new revised calendar system in Bangladesh, Phalgun has 31 days every 4 years. To keep pace with the Gregorian calendar, the Bengali leap years are those whose corresponding Gregorian calendar year is counted as a leap year. For example, Phalgun 1410 was considered a Bengali leap month, as it fell during the Gregorian leap month of February 2004. The usage and popularity of the Bengali calendar in Bengal region is due to its adaptation to the unique seasonal patterns of the region. Bengal has a climate that is best divided into 6 seasons, including the monsoon or rainy season and the dry season, in addition to spring, summer, autumn, and winter. In general usage, the Bengali calendar has been replaced by the Gregorian calendar, although it is still essential for marking holidays specific to Bengali culture and for marking the seasons of the year. Officers of the government of Bangladesh date all their correspondence with the Bengali date as well as the Gregorian one. Every Bengali and English newspaper in Bangladesh and West Bengal prints the day's date according to the Bengali calendar alongside the corresponding date of the Gregorian calendar. Some newspapers in Bangladesh also add a third date, following the Islamic calendar. Thus it is quite common in Bangladesh to find the date written 3 times under the newspaper title, e.g.,